Okay, so we're gonna wear our shoes. I'm gonna wear this one with my outfit. I don't know how it's gonna look like, but let me try. So I've already put on my shoes. Look. Ta-da! Ta-da! I'm gonna change outfit attire. No, this is not the typical type of attire I wear to work. But I'm speaking today, so it's special. I'm on my way to the venue. It's still a little early though. Still a little early. The presentation starts at 1:30. It's I think 1:10 now or 1:15. But I need to set up the computer because sometimes logging in takes a long time. I have to make sure the PPT also works because earlier in my desktop computer the PPT doesn't open. I hope that the computer in. Hi, Miss Mana. Still closed? Still not open? It's open now. They opened the venue now. Hello, still not here? Wow, it's filled up as if this many will attend my lecture. See the venue. Why are there so many stuff? Yes, there's so many stuff in here. I don't know what happened to my computer. Like I cannot open sometimes PPT files, Excel.
Yeah, that you have to right click and click
I
on
did open. It's still complaining. But I was able to open last time. Yesterday I was able to open, but today I was surprised. I can't open anything. Dr. Muraganda.
Today's special program, STC starting program for this academic year.
I'll be the first. I said I'll get it out of the way. I'll be the first. You're also scheduled one for yourself?
This time it not.
You think about like more general topics and
like
then
that.
I can prepare for you if you need. Okay. I'm always willing. Preparing Windows. That means it will take time to log in.
You logged in now
before. That's why I'm wondering. Because we changed task.
Okay.
The U number to
Mail ID. Next time onwards we have to call.
See, told you things different now. Why it cannot read my flash drive? Why it's saying your PC needs to be restarted to finish Senate?
On it, leave it. Your PPT open means leave it.
Why my drive is not opening? It's not also.
Alaikum salam, Mr. Odman. How are you? Sir, I am Muruga, Dr. Muruga from Engineering Department. Today we have one program, sir. Actually, I sent mail to relate, but relate told now he is not.
See? The PPT here working.
Okay.
But in my computer, not working. Not opening. I don't know what's wrong with the system. Hello and good afternoon to a very few colleagues when it's supposed to be everybody should be here for something like this. Where is the majority of the people anyhow? So this is the first of all the staff development committee programs that we will be having in this academic year. So I wish everybody good afternoon. So I'm gonna talk about good practices for positive workplace relationships. Although I have to comment that I'd like to believe that in the engineering department, our relationships here are good, na? But there are other things that may be, under the surface. Perhaps we can address those things as well. Okay, so introduction. We will have introduction and then code of professional conduct and code of ethics, just an overview. And then what are some of the practices for a positive and professional relationship with our colleagues. We will talk a little on sensitive topics like bullying and harassment. And then conclusion. Then we'll go to the question and answer if there are questions. So introduction. So to provide the best outcomes for the workplace in whatever activities, endeavors, job functions, it is important to give time and attention in fostering positive relationships with one another. Because if the relationship is not good, communication will be not so very transparent. People will not be honest with their thoughts. Okay, people will always be, pinpointing on who has to do which job. Okay, people will even, what you call this, say that they did not receive any communication of sorts and refusing to do anything because they did not communicate well. So we have to address simple, small things that we have to address in order for the workplace to run smoothly. Okay? In any professional community, we have what we call code of ethics as well as code of professional conduct. The entire workplace, no matter what type of workplace or even industry, engineering, business, IT, we all adhere to what we call code of ethics. But what governs each profession is the code of professional conduct. So we can think about the code of professional conduct for engineers, and since we're in the academy, we can also think about the code of professional conduct for teachers. So what is code of ethics? These are what you call laws, okay, or that are there in place, unwritten laws, okay, or unwritten what you call this, norms, wherein it will define what is good leadership, that will define the purpose and scope of any rule or policy, because even the rules that we make should adhere to what we call ethics, outlining our core values, what do we hold dear and important, what are the standards we have to come up with, how do we make decisions based on ethical standards, practices such as honesty, integrity, and professionalism. So this is code of ethics. The way we behave, the way we conduct our job, the way we live our lives. Code of ethics. No matter what your religion, culture, race, okay? We are adhering to the same, okay? The same code of ethics, okay? But in code of professional conduct, it is about serving the public or a certain community, okay? Serving our employers, our employees, if we are employers, our customers, our clients, the society as a whole. Huh? So, in professional ethics, we are more focused on our professional area. We are engineers, we are teachers, so our focus is more on those when we talk about code of professional conduct. So it talks about fidelity, your loyalty to your profession, your loyalty to the institution you work for, honesty, impartiality, okay? You have to be fair, okay? How to treat others with respect, civility, okay? The absence of discrimination and harassment, okay? So in Code of Professional Conduct, it sets out the standards for our professional knowledge, what we have to know in order to do our job correctly, the skills that we have to have in order to do what we were hired to do, our competence in doing our job, the conduct, our behavior as teaching professionals in engineering. While our code of ethics defines our values and our principles that shape the decisions that we make in our line of work. Okay, so here are some positive and professional relationships practices that we can have with our colleagues. Number one, okay, the topmost is mutual respect. We have to respect each other. This is the most essential thing to have a good workplace relationship. We have to treat our colleagues equally, humanly, okay? No matter what our nationality, especially here, we are multinational institution, okay? Whatever race we have, whatever religion that we believe in, whatever gender. This is now such a big thing globally, gender. Some people get offended if you misgender them, you know? Age, okay? Who is senior, who is junior, okay? Equally respect, okay? It's not only a matter that the junior will respect the senior. It goes both ways, okay? Sexual orientation and etc. In mutual respect, we also have to avoid personalizing workplace issues. I'm sure some of you remember a dear friend of mine here, a former colleague. Here, we don't meet, like we clash on a lot of things. We argue a lot. But outside of work, we are best friends. I even ride in her car, all the birthdays, all the program in the Indian school for his son, or her son, I'm there, because whatever conflict you have at the workplace, don't bring it outside the workplace. You understand? That's what it means. And then avoid demeaning or insulting your colleagues, even those that are said as a joke or in jest, because different people have different sense of humor. Okay? Those with high sense of humor, even though it's really embarrassing thing, they can laugh at it, they can take it like in stride and just laugh at it. There are those that for small things, their sense of humor may be a little lower. They will take it as an insult. No? They will be hurt by such things. No? Because each person has different sense of humor. So just so when you say something to someone, make sure you know him or her well enough to know his or her level of sense of humor. Can he or she take a certain joke like this or not? Okay? If you know that that person is more sensitive, better not say anything even as a joke. Understood? Yeah? Okay. Next, open communication. The most effective way of fostering good relationship is to encourage open communication and feedback. So, remember, we came from different backgrounds, different culture. So, it's only natural that we may have different opinions, okay, based on the things that we know and grew up knowing, okay? So, you have, since we are in a multinational setup here in the department, you have to be ready on hearing different points of view based on their cultural differences, backgrounds, religious beliefs, and other types of diversities within our group. We have to be open-minded on a lot of things. Okay, next, people should be allowed to express their thoughts and ideas freely without fear of criticism. Okay? Sometimes people no longer talk. They have thoughts, they are important, but they will not say it anymore because some people judge them for their opinions. No? And this is sometimes a little counterproductive. Okay? If there are no, what we call,
the devil's advocate. Have you heard of this term, the devil's advocate? Yeah. If there's an idea, you just don't accept it willingly. You have to play the devil's advocate. Like you go opposed in certain points just so everybody will be clarified on certain issues, or you will come up with a better plan or decision because you have thought of it from different angles. Okay? And also, in here, open communication. If you have something to say about a certain thing to a certain person, it is anyway, we are all professionals, we're all matured here. It is better that you go to that person and express your thoughts rather than you have something to say about that person and then you go to a friend and talk behind that person's back. This is already tantamount to gossip mongering. You understand? Okay? It's better so that things will become clarified. It's better to be tactful perhaps and frank and address the issue among yourselves rather than talk about a certain person behind their back. Understood? Okay. So be more frank, but of course, tactfulness is also necessary. Next is empathy. So empathy means understanding others in an emotional and psychological level that is genuine and sincere. Okay? Some people are fake, no? Oh, that's so bad. That happened to you. But in the back of my mind, good for him. He deserves it. Karma. Bad karma. So sometimes, no, somebody said something. I hope he trips. Things like that. You're not being sincere. Now, everybody has their own level of issues, problems that they carry. Okay, yeah, things like that. No? Some people, really, there are some people who wishes bad things for somebody, especially if they were offended before. Yeah, it's, I think, human nature, I guess, not to feel a little resentful about things. Okay, but empathy is being sincere. If somebody's, his wife is sick, you express your sympathy. I hope she gets well soon, sincerely, like that. Okay, so showing compassion, selflessness, and being non-judgmental whenever a colleague is undergoing something impactful to their lives and or painful. Okay? Next, trust. Okay, building trust actually is very difficult, especially if at one time you said something and it is not the right thing. And so trust is broken. That's why we have to always be mindful of our integrity, because once you break that one, people will always second guess and anything you say, because if you are caught lying, they will not know the second time, the third time, the fourth time, is he being honest now or is he lying again? There will always be that question in the mind of a person when dealing with you. And because of that, that's the breakdown of trust that it's a very fragile thing, this trust. So as much as truth hurts, okay, but better be known to be frank and brutal rather than to be known as a liar. You understand? My mom always told me, if you know how to lie, you will learn how to steal. If you know how to steal, you can learn how to kill. Yeah. So it starts with something little. If you're capable of that, you're capable of something bigger. That's what she kept telling us when we were growing up. Okay? Once trust is broken, you have no integrity. Okay? So we have to mind always, okay, how our trustworthiness. All good relationships in and out of the workplace are built on trust. So trust is established by maintaining integrity, good conduct, and courtesy. Take responsibility for your mistakes. Own up to them and blaming others. This is from our sense of accountability. Although it's human nature again, we have what we call self-preservation, When things go bad, some people will strive to save their own skin. No? Even though they are part of the cause of the problem, they will point the blame at somebody so that they will come out clean. You understand? That is a natural tendency because everybody is equipped with self-preservation, But as much as possible, be accountable for your own actions. If you made a mistake, we are engineers. Our brain is programmed. If we are given a problem, what's the next? Solution. We are problem solvers. So fine, something went wrong. Rather than pointing, who's to blame, it's better, okay, this is the problem. What can we do now to solve this problem? Better like that. No? Okay, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'll try to fix them. What do you want me to do? Then things will go better, in the more positive direction. Be fair and honest in all your dealings, okay? Whether it's with your colleague, whether it's your students, okay? Share resources, information, and learning with colleagues, okay? So if they need data, okay? Be there to hand the data needed. Whenever forms are needed, bills are needed, okay? Be ready to share them. Materials, course materials, okay? Templates, whatever it is, okay? Any resource needed, okay? Be willing to share because anyway, this is all about our work, okay? This is part of our work. Resist gossiping and spreading rumors. Sometimes there's a saying that the tongue can cut more than a knife because once you spread rumors, especially if they are without evidence, okay, untrue, can destroy a person, his dignity, his reputation. Okay, so when you gossip or say things about people, we are actually destroying the person. Okay, so be careful with the things that we say. Next, interpersonal skills. It is related to one's ability to get along with others while getting the job done. We are here. We are all hired as HOD said. No? We are all here receiving salary. We have to be here, okay? We are here, we are hired, we are being paid salary to do our job. And if we have to do it together, we have to do it willingly with each other. It is about one's attitude and character, politeness, listening skills, okay, body language, tone of voice, clarity of speech. Although I have a problem with the tone of voice. I grew up in a language or even culture that is a little aggressive. So sometimes the way I speak, even though I'm just explaining, I'm not actually angry. People say, why are you angry, miss? Because of my tone of voice. So some of us are like that. It's not because, so sometimes I have to be mindful, although my brain sometimes is not mindful of the tone of my voice. So sorry for that sometimes. Okay, next we have appreciation. So show genuine appreciation whenever a colleague helped you. Always acknowledge achievements, contributions, assistance, and support of colleagues no matter how small. Like, I will make an example, Dr. Muraganda. I made a CDP for engineering workshop. And he came to me, Miss, why my name there? Prepared by, I wrote his name and my name. So I told him, because this is not just me. Some of the things in the CDP came from you. So I have to acknowledge your contribution to it. So I wrote his name. So that's an example. You have to acknowledge the work of others. If they help you, no matter small, say thank you. The word thank you, it goes a long way. Okay, next, everybody likes to feel appreciated and made to feel worthwhile for the work they did and for their efforts. Do not hoard all the glory and acclaim, for something that has been achieved nicely. Okay? Share the glory. Okay? Next, we have listening skills. So a good listener not only listens to what is being said, but also comprehends what is left unsaid or partially said. I have to admit that it's sometimes difficult to read or listen between the lines, no? What is, implied in the statement, yeah? Okay, but we do, sometimes people cannot say it straight, outright. They sometimes go a little this way and a little that way, because they cannot say it straight. And then, pure listening skills can lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations. No? Sometimes it goes wrong because we heard it wrong. Okay? Never ignore problems. Listen to explanations in order to rectify the issues or implement remedies. There are times, for example, one person is still explaining, saying something, and then in the middle of it, the other person will interrupt. Okay? Shreya, listen to me. The fact that you interrupted in the middle of him explaining already implies that you don't want to listen to the explanation. Okay? What you want to happen is he shuts up, you talk, he listens to you. Okay? So that's why we have to be mindful of these things also. I'm guilty of this sometimes also. Okay? So we have to learn how to listen well. Be assertive. Okay? Being assertive means expressing yourself clearly and effectively, standing up for yourself, your point of view, and your convictions. It's not good to be a pushover. Do you know the term pushover? You're just being bullied and you just accept being bullied, or being too timid to stand up for yourself when you are being falsely accused, you're just accepting what is and I'd like to believe, engineers are some of the most, strong-willed people, but there are people who just so they will not suffer so much, they will just accept the bullying or something like that. If you know that what you stand for is right, okay, what you know is right, assert that this is my opinion, this is what I know. Okay? Don't just, keep on having people just boss you around or, lead you around in the news, no? Don't let yourself be stepped on and belittled. Everybody has the divine right to protect their dignity and reputation. Okay? When it's already being trampled upon, it is within your right to defend yourself. Now we go, and that I guess is the the practices that will foster positive relationships. Now we go to some very sensitive things like bullying and harassment. So bullying is a behavior wherein there is an intention to undermine, to humiliate, to denigrate, to injure, whether it's a physical one, emotional one, mental, professional way, okay, another person. Now, I'd like to believe this doesn't happen here in our department, alhamdulillah. But there is what we call low-key bullying. Low-key bullying. Like spreading certain rumors, letting people be embarrassed or laughed at. For example, you were walking in the corridor, you saw Mr. Ganesh, and his zipper fly is open. Okay? And then you saw it, but you didn't tell him. Yeah. And then he went to class, teaching with the fly open. He got him, the students are laughing, low-key. That is actually low-key bullying. If you have compassion for Mr. Reddy Ganesh, you could have the Ganesh, zipper open. You understand? Or the teacher has a lettuce or a vegetable in the teeth. No? And then they went to class and lecturing, showing vegetable here stuck in the teeth. And the students saw and they're laughing. But you saw it earlier. No, you could have, there's a leaf on your teeth, remove. Okay? But you saw it and you let it happen, you know he'll be laughed at. That's low-key bullying actually. You understand? Because he will end up being humiliated. You understand? Low-key. Low-key bullying. Okay, now sexual harassment. So I'd like to believe this doesn't happen here, no? So sexual harassment is behavior of a sexual nature that makes a person feel distressed, intimidated, or offended. It's usually a manifestation of abuse of power. So it includes sexual comments, jokes, unwelcome physical advances, questions, or comments that are very personal in nature. Okay? And it also promises threats. Okay. Things like that. So in certain institutions, these things happen. No? But I'd like to believe that it doesn't happen here, and alhamdulillah it doesn't. Okay? So, but there are institutions, places where this happens. Okay? So conclusion, yay! Okay, good workplace relationship has something to do with the work environment and work culture. Genuine concern and care for all members of the workplace goes a long way in making work pleasant, efficient, enjoyable, and worthwhile, and not make the workplace stressful and awkward. You know, it goes a long way if when we see each other, we can smile and greet each other. You know, have a friendly conversation. Okay. And then it is also recommended to regularly raise awareness and understanding on building and maintaining positive workplace. That is why we have it here now in our programs. I'm wondering why here we don't have team building programs, huh? Okay. However, when things don't go the way it should be addressed promptly by management, okay, in a discreet manner, because some of these things are, you know, professional to professional kind of thing. Now it can be a little messy if it goes out of hand. You understand? So it has to be handled as soon as possible, discreetly, in a nice manner. Okay, charan. Any question? Anything? Question? Nothing?
If you are going to new job, new college or new office, how to understand the colleague's character or mentality?
Okay. This is actually when the colleague is new. It's a two-way thing. Number one, the current staff should be more welcoming. Okay, for example, somebody new is here. You can, you know, go to him or her and say, oh, you're new here. If you need anything, just come to me. If you want to ask questions about this or that thing, just come to me. Like that, no? Make them feel welcome, that you're willing to help. And then second, from the person who is new, it is also your duty to foster good relationships with your new colleagues. So when people are there, okay, don't just look at them, you know, approach them and say hello, introduce yourself. It's a two-way thing, okay, and it helps a lot when the office people are welcoming and sincerely there to assist them adjust to the new job. And I'm glad when I first came here, you know, and that's why I miss Madam Sujata a lot, because she's the one number one who helped me through all the paper and the templates before and all that. That's why she's like a mother to me when the first few years I was here. It helped a lot. Anything else? No more? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.